Good morning, Chairman Gates, members of the committee. My name is John Bonura. I'm a policy analyst with the Texas Public Policy Foundation, and thank you guys for the opportunity to speak in favor of SB 1450. Through this whole session, we've been talking about how the lack of supply of housing has been one of the main contributing factors to the rising costs across the state. And with the passage of HB 14 last session, SB 40 complements that and cleans up some of that language. I am just going to say I did just hear about the committee substitute, obviously. So what the provisions that we have been supporting in 1450 were the removing the liability for cities when it comes to that third-party inspection or review. We appreciate that this reaffirms the professional credentials required to be able to do such inspections, and as said before, clarifying that the difference between the development document and the development permit, just to make sure that that is clearly stated. I can understand that there might become some concerns with having to carry that particular kind of insurance. It's something we haven't been able to look into yet, just because we just heard about the committee substitute. But overall, I believe that the cleanup in this language is going, and some of the enforcement mechanisms will help accomplish what HB 14 intended to do last session. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Any questions of the witness? Yes, sir.
You may not be able to answer this, but the enforcement mechanism to be able to sue the city, while I like it, I just don't know if it's practical. Are there other situations where you can actually sue a city and get attorney fees and to the extent of what we're asking for in here?
I know that there are. That's a great question. I do believe that there are some, especially in some of the preemption bills. I believe there are enforcement mechanisms. If a city doesn't comply with statute, you can seek relief civilly against a city. I think there are enforcement mechanisms that I think that are important. I would have to go back over this. This was in this committee substitute. This wasn't in the bill as filed before. But to answer your question, there does exist some mechanisms in some statute to be able to get relief from cities through action.
Okay. Okay, that's probably what I just got to get a little bit better. But I'm seeing here.
I think that the main difference is it's not it's seeking relief against non-compliance, not with anything that would have to do with their involvement in the inspection process. I think that's because that would defeat the entire purpose of third-party reviews. If the city or the political subdivision is not involved with the inspection at the actual inspecting level, there would be no reason to hold them liable. And I think having that language in there helped alleviate some concerns that political subdivisions would have, while having this separate enforcement mechanism for citizens, taxpayers, when the city doesn't comply, because sometimes that does happen.
And this may just be, I'm just reading it myself from yesterday, but I see it's really just maybe a deck action. You're just, and that is different than actual full-blown lawsuit. So let me just get some legal counsel on that. Sure. Okay, thanks.